March 4th, 2011. I finally got my Happy Appy badge today. It came in a box that had a timestamp from 1999-2000. When I opened it, I got a letter from Happy Appy and the badge. The badge was Happy Appy smiling, but not with the death stare. On the back said, Happy Appy Helper Badge. I decided to read the letter. To my friend. You have helped us the Japanese. Of course, let me introduce myself. Unarguably, you have heard me on Nick Jr. Can't understand? Well, I'll give you the answer. Happy Appy Appy App, Appy App, Appy App, Happy Appy Appy App. He helps kids all day. Now, where do I start with my gifts? Today, I have given you a nice badge right from the playground. How do we get these, you ask? Running across the playground, I tripped on a rock. I fell, but I noticed the ground was uneven. Undoubtedly, something was there, so I dug the ground up, and there was a crate of thousands of these badges. Now it's time to be off. See me on my next adventure. Love, Happy Appy. March 5th, 2011. Today, I got an email from a man who claims to be a user on WikiLeaks. He heard about me conquest to find Happy Appy, so he tried to find any documents related to it. He did find one, which told employees to never air certain TV shows or movies. After browsing through a big description of Crybaby Lane and other shows, I found this text. One show, originally named Happy Appy, was canceled due to blood and gore. The original show depicted an apple named Happy Appy that taught kids how to handle certain injuries. On their final and only 8th episode, it was only 2 hours when Noggin removed all traces of the show happening. 2001 reports say the episode seemed to depict happenings of 9/11, even though the episode was shown in 1999. I'm getting more suspicious. June 6, 2011. Ah, crap. I've been having nightmares of Happy since my last post 3 months ago. The dreams range from Happy's smile to him brutally murdering a kid. Also, about the mysterious figure, I've been seeing him more, whether he's sitting on a mountain or standing in the forest. The figure never seems to leave me. Also, I've seen more of him to tell you more about his physical features. First off, he isn't Shadow because he has some sort of a face with a mouth. However, the mouth seems to be locked on one expression. Happy's death stare. I wonder if he's happy. But more about his body. He's slightly taller than me. I'm 6'2", and seems to be about mid-weight for his height. I've boarded up my house because he obviously wants to kill me right now. June 11, 2011. I'm at the local elementary school, the only place near us where he won't find me, and also has a computer. It's been 5 days since my last encounter with him, and my house is gone, burnt to a crisp. The strange thing is, no one seems to notice. It's like it's never have happened, or worse, like the house never existed. But at least I'm safe here. Wait. I hear rustling. That's not good. Hey, I see Harold Kleiner walking in the bushes. Wait, why is there blood on his face? It might be that figure again. I'm going to see. June 28th, 2011. I bought a new house today. It's 2 stories tall, and it's fireproof this time. One of my friends, Jim Forrester, actually remembered Happy Appy. He said that there were more episodes I forgot. Turns out the most violent episodes were actually at the end. The entire series was supposed to have 25 episodes plus a TV movie. No one mentioned it because Jim had the only surviving tapes. The series got more violent slowly. He sent me a disc with fragments of Happy Appy episodes. Here's what they are. The first starts out with a school bell ringing. Happy Appy is standing next to a kid. The kid says that he can't understand math. The teacher said, "Class is dismissed." Then Happy sings a math song. It is distorted, but I can make out these lyrics. 2 minus 1, and then your homework is done. After that, the kid says, "Wow, thanks, Happy Appy." The next fragment was one of the more violent episodes. There were mixed clips, but here's what happened in order. 3 kids were crying so loud it was almost painful to see. Happy Appy and 2 other kids were trying to help the kids. The kids were crying because their families were gone. They died. The 2 kids confronted the 3 other kids, and the 3 kids left. But Happy had this weird, perverted, nearing the borders of greediness expression. He said, "Come with me." The 3 kids followed Happy into a building. He then left it with bags of money. The three kids were screaming for help again. There were more to be seen. There was one fragment of a somewhat violent episode. Happy was putting a bandage on a kid's arm in the far corner of his pocket. A needle with green fluids was seen. Happy then put the needle into the kid, knocking him out. He then drug him into his van and the chainsaw was heard. The DVD just stopped. Oh, you want to know more about the figure? First, turns out he was here, so I got out of there. Besides, I gave him a nickname, Forensic, which is better than calling him the figure. When I saw him 17 days ago, he seemed to have fingers with claws. I don't mean like he had retractable claws in his fingers. His fingers were very sharp. I also got a good look at how he ran. He seems to be hunchback, which means he would be taller when he would be standing up straight. I say about 6'9", although you could speculate that because I don't have a picture of him. July 14th, 2011. Jim Forrester, a man who used to work on Happy Appy, just called me telling me that Blair Mays, the man who voiced Happy Appy and a star on Fright House Screamers, need to research that, sounds interesting, had died in his town. The body had 3 marks on his chest with one of them puncturing his heart. I would have guessed forensic would have clawed them. However, Blair said that they were made by a being that would have had extremely sharp claws, because it managed to put a nice scratch on one of his ribs. July 15th, 2011. Jim Forrester just gave me a DVD with 3 new episodes, including what could be part 2 of the Happy Appy TV movie. Unfortunately, they're corrupt as shit because they need cleaning. July 17th, 2011. I've got most of it working. Here's what happens. The first one was the episode I mentioned that had Happy and the needle. It started out with what I said, and after Happy Appy chainsawed the kid, he then drove off and went to the crashed plane, where the second scene I mentioned happened. You know, the one that has the 3 kids. After that, he was playing with some kids. Then his skin peeled off like an orange peeler was being used on him, revealing a rotten apple core. The skin then lands on a kid like a blanket. The show then ended. The next one was the full classroom episode. What I said happened, but with better video. After that, Happy goes to a science class where a kid is playing with a Bunsen burner, but accidentally gets burned. Happy then puts an ice pack on the kid's burn, and the kid thanks him. Then Happy notices some kid getting bullied on by an older kid. Happy then told him to not give up. The kid then runs into his classroom, probably to tell the teacher what happened. It then ended. Finally, I saw part 2 of the Happy movie. It started out with Happy Appy driving his van on the road. Then a kid throws a rock into the road, not a small pebble. No, I'm talking about a big rock. Then Happy's van rolls over the rock and the van crashes. And when I mean crash, I mean actual footage of a car crash. After that, some kids run over to the burning wreckage of Happy's van, where Happy Appy is shouting, "Get me out!" When this happens, the happy-go-lucky music that plays normally is replaced by parts of Revolution 9, reversed. One of the kids says, "There! His hat! His hat!" And it cuts to Happy's bloody stem. It then screamed, which was loud enough to make someone's ears bleed. The mouth had some bloody teeth on it. Another kid then says, "His body! His body!" Happy's body was badly cut up with big enough cuts to make blood pour out of it. His eyeball was dangling out of the socket, while his teeth were shattered. His left arm was cut off, bone visible, with blood squirting out of the stump, while both his legs were broken. He tried to crawl out with his only non-broken decapitated arm. Finally, Happy died while screaming the weird sci-fi noises. After that scene, it just showed the road with the mashed-up van next to his body. After that, it cut to a funeral where kids were actually crying over Happy's dead body. One kid said, "Why, Happy? Why?" The final shot before the credits was the dead Happy with blood on his broken teeth. Instead of the theme song playing, a dark carnival-y music played with pieces of the reverse Revolution 9 and Napoleon's XIVs. "They're coming to take me away! Ha ha!" A narrator said, "His stomach wasn't 2 that day. There were 2. There is none now. He's there. He's getting next to his sister with all he knows. And finally, he ceased to work in the underworld." Guess what the narrator was talking over? Happy Appy with a bloody scalpel in one hand, a bloodied ex-acto in his other hand. It slowly panned to the skin of the disguise Happy was under, like the magic trick episode, but it just stopped. July 24th, 2011. It's been 7 days since I watched part 2 of the TV movie. I still can't get the photorealistic body of Happy Appy out of my head. Well, guess what? Someone claimed to have the first part, so I asked him to mail it to me. Turns out he was right. Here is what happened. It starts with the same carnival theme with the distorted voices. The intro was spotted with giant flashes. After when the original intro would play, it went straight to Happy dying from an unknown disease. When he talked, his lips perfectly synced with, "They're going to take me away!" It then shot to one of the 5-year-olds. He was trying to cry because Happy was dying, but he didn't cry tears. He cried blood. No joking. It then played a sad piano after another kid with a high-pitched voice said, "They're coming to take me away!" It then showed Happy coughing up blood. Then he went into his surgery room. What followed was an hour of stop-motion surgery. It was so horrifying, but yet so compelling. How did they make a good surgery scene with puppets? After that, Happy was seen on a wheelchair, and the children said, "Are you better?" Happy said, "Yes, my nice friends," and gave them a big hug. After that, it faded to a title that said 3 months later and started to fade in on the second part of the TV movie, but it was cut. July 26, 2011. Today I went to a yard sale and I saw a VHS called HA Bonus Features. I bought it for the cheap price of 50 cents. After that, I decided to play it. Unfortunately, it was screwed up because it made some weird alien-y noises. It made 5 whooshes and a weird noise. I decided to decode it, and after 2 hours of decoding, I heard, "Don't trust Happy. He will murder you. He's a killer. Never trust him." Could that have been a kid trying to warn us about Happy Appy? July 28, 2011. I just heard about the fire that ripped through the studio that made Happy Appy. After taking a plane ride that took 10 hours, I decided to go in there, in case I find anything that could help me investigate the mystery of Happy Appy. It was completely abandoned. No one was trying to demolish it or anything, so I snuck in, because I thought that could help my search for Happy Appy. When I went inside, I saw 2 rooms that weren't burned to a death or crushed by debris, a sound set, and a storage room. The storage room had a rusty lock on it, but I ignored it for the sound set. It was massive, about 100 feet long at least. There were some ruins of a blue screen stage, but what was really scary was that some of the cloth had bloodstains on it. Most of the lights were on, which was strange, considering that the thing got damaged by fire, except for the back. I wonder what was back there. Then I heard movement and saw Forensic again with red eyes. I got the hell out of there and locked the doors. After that, I decided to go and look at the storage room. The lock, although made of steel, was rusted, like I said, and was brittle, so I broke it off using a hammer. I found it in the desk. After opening it, I noticed it was some sort of vault. It had some tape set that had labels on them, so I took them. However, most of the stuff just burned except for a safe. I decided to take the safe. Unfortunately, it made the building unstable, so I ran out of time, just before the entire thing collapsed, killing whatever moved back there. I hope that it was forensic. August 1st, 2011. Today, I broke the lock of the safe. I just forgot about it, even though it was in my room. After opening the safe, I noticed what was in there instantly. Happy's puppet in the death smile mode. I got creeped out, but kept them anyway. I then looked at the tapes, but they were Happy Appy in a higher quality.